you have reached the top of the ladder. On paper, you have absolutely everything. You are the senior leader everyone turns to when there's a problem to solve. You have the title, the salary, the respect of your peers. But behind the scenes, you are just trying to survive the climb. You are stretched thin, constantly on, and carrying the emotional weight of everyone else. And that's at work and at home. You answer emails at 11 p.m. You sacrifice your weekends, and you feel a deep sense of guilt when you try to take time for yourself. You did everything right to get here. So why does success have to feel this exhausting? Hello, everyone. Isabelle here. Let's rise a little higher today. If you are a highly successful woman who is privately operating in a survival mode, this video is exactly for you. Today, we are talking about how to move from sheer exhaustion to sustainable aligned leadership. We are going to unpack exactly why you feel this way, and more importantly, how to reclaim your time, energy, and your peace using what I call the supernatural approach. Most high achieving women believe a very dangerous myth. We tell ourselves, if I just push through this busy season, everything will fall into place. Or we think if we just manage my calendar better, if I just delegate one more task, I will finally have time to breathe. But let me ask you a question. What happens when the busy season never ends? What happens when the mental noise becomes so present that you cannot even hear your own thoughts anymore? You end up paralyzed by guilt, sacrificing your true self for professional accolades. You become a version of yourself that you do not even recognize. I know this story very intimately because I lived it. After 23 years in corporate leadership, I reached what looked like the absolute pinnacle of my career. I was an executive, a mother, a wife, but I was drowning. I was working over 80 hours a week. I was navigating a toxic work environment that chipped away at my confidence every single day. I was going through a traumatic divorce, and I was carrying the weight of my daughter's well-being entirely on my own shoulder. I pushed and I pushed, thinking that was, what strong women were supposed to do, until one day my mind and my body completely broke down. I reached a point where I could sit on my computer for hours, completely unable to write a single email. Success without sustainability will eventually break you. It certainly broke me. But in that breakdown, I found something I did not expect. I found myself. Let us be clear about something right now. You cannot solve an energy problem with a time management solution. You do not need better planner. You do not need another productivity hack. You need a completely new paradigm of leadership. For too long, women have been taught to adapt to an outdated model of power. We were told to be strong but not intimidating, to be confident but still agreeable, to be visible but not too visible. We learn to control outcomes through sheer force, sheer will, and sheer exhaustion. We learn to perform leadership rather than to embody it. But true power, it's not loud. It's not forceful. It does not require you to run yourself into the ground. True power is calm. It's anchored. It commands respect through a quiet, authentic presence. This is the foundation of the supernatural approach to leadership. It's about leading with love, starting with love for yourself, of course, and It is built on four core pillars that will completely transform how you live and lead. The first step to reclaiming your life is quieting the mental noise. The greatest threat to a high performing leader is not a lack of intelligence. You are brilliant. You are capable of unlimited things. Your greatest threat is a lack of mental space. When you are operating in survival mode, your mind never rests. You are constantly reacting to the next email, the next crisis, the next demand on your time. You have to shift your philosophy from time management to energy management. This means auditing your daily activities and identifying the hidden stressors that are draining you. It means fiercely protecting your mornings. When you wake up and immediately check your phone, you are letting the world dictate your day. Instead, I want you to dedicate just 15 minutes to quiet reflection before you look at a single screen in the morning. Set one intentional goal. This simple act shifts you from reacting to the world's demand to responding with calm, grounded intention. The second step is establishing loving boundaries. You have heard like a million times, you cannot pour from an empty cup. Yet, so many women sacrifice their true selves because they feel guilty saying no. We have been conditioned to believe that saying no is a sign of weakness or a lack of commitment. We become chronic people pleasers, taking on tasks that do not belong to us just to keep the peace. In reality, saying no to good opportunities is the only way you can say yes to the great ones. True leadership requires you to set powerful, unapologetic boundaries that protect your time without compromising your authority. It also requires you to define your identity. If your entire worth is wrapped up in your job title and your output, burnout is inevitable. You have to learn to choose yourself. Your worth is not tied to your exhaustion. You are allowed to protect your peace. The third step is cultivating unshakable self-trust. When you lead from a place of constant pressure, decision fatigue sets in very quickly. You begin to second guess yourself, and the simple act of making a choice becomes overwhelming, unfortunately. You may feel like you are losing your edge, but you are not. You are actually just losing your connection to your intuition. The most impactful leaders do not control every outcome through sheer force. They handle high pressure situations with composure because they trust their experience. They lead from a place of authentic, calm presence. The next time you face a high stakes decision and you feel that familiar rush of anxiety, I want you to take a pause. Take 3 deep breaths and ask yourself, what would I do if I trusted myself completely right now? Listen to that answer and then act on it. The final step is designing sustainable rhythms. Transformation is only valuable if it lasts. It is not enough to take a vacation, feel rested for a week, and then return to the exact same exhausting patterns. You must design a life and a career that continuously replenish your physical and mental energy. This requires creating a clear, aligned vision for what you want your life to look like, both inside and outside of the boardroom. Write down a vision of your ideal day 1 year from now. What time do you wake up? How do you feel when you log off from work? What are you doing with your evenings? Keep this vision visible and use it as the compass for every boundary you set moving forward. You do not have to choose between a successful career and a peaceful life. You can absolutely have both. You do not have to stay stuck in survival mode. You do not have to keep sacrificing your health and your family for your career. There is another way to lead, a way that is aligned, energized, and deeply purposeful. If you're tired of merely surviving at the top and you're ready to truly thrive in all areas of your life, I want to help you. Send me a direct message on Instagram, LinkedIn, or any social media platform with the word rise, and we can map out a plan together to intentional leadership. And please make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you wanted to dive in deeper into this journey, pick up a copy of my best-selling book, Love, Lead, Succeed, on Amazon. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your time with me today. I will see you in the next video. So promise me to keep on shining, growing, and living with Love, Lead, Succeed.